Coyote may not have told you. The penalty for being late with the delivery was no payment. But I'm feeling magnanimous tonight, so you guys can keep the gems I threw in your damn face. Mr. Delilah looks you up and down, takes you all in, smiles to himself. Listen, you look like the sort of man who might run a crew of your own one day. Might need a little talent. When that happens, you come to me. I'll set you up. He dismisses you with a wave. Looks like you impressed him. I no offense for those gems. Von Groff. Follow me. Screw you, Paco. Yeah, I'm kind of lucky. You know, if this were the actual game, you know, pen and paper game, I probably would have been shot in the face for trying something like that, but okay. Von Groff is busy talking on his comlink, checking his heads-up display and motioning to a runner standing nearby, all at the same time. He's an intense little man. You get the sense that he likes to look busy. I'm Von Groff. Make it quick. Biz is good. Talk to me. Charisma 3. I can see you're a busy man. Nods his head. That's right, and... So I wouldn't bother you if I hadn't come into possession of these rare stones. You have his attention. Rare stones, huh? Let's see those rare stones. You hear the servos in Von Gross's cyber eye whir as a magnifying lens slips into position. He bends his head over the stones for 2 seconds. Maybe less. Where'd you get this dreck? Gumball machine? Give you 1,000 for them. Thought you said you were a busy man. I am. Then why are you wasting our time with this little dance? 1,500 and it's done. You got a deal? Done. Give me your cred stick. Boom! Alright. Let's see if Mrs. Kubota, Mrs. Kubota knows anything. I can't. I'm not even going to attempt an accent anymore for this shit. How else may I be of service? Okay. Actually, I don't think she can do anything for us. He's the fixer. I don't know. I guess I'll just go back to talk to Coyote. You're back. I think the highlights of the Wolves game will be on soon. Want to take a load off and watch with me? I found something in the bunk Sam was using. Yeah, great? Oh, man. Sorry, my reading capabilities just flew out the window right there. Yeah? Great! What was it? A photo! Did you know Sam had a twin sister? Yeah, I did. He mentioned her once or twice. Didn't sound like they got along that well. She thinks. He was rambling on about her the last time I saw him. By that point, he was completely gone. I really couldn't follow what he was saying, but he sounded miserable. Your comlink chirps, and the screen shows the smiling face of Officer Aguirre. If he's smiling, it must be about money. Are all cops on the take as happy as you? Yeah, we have our own clubhouse and everything. As per our discussion, I'm informing you of another Ripper murder. The victim worked at the NTSB investigation facility down on the docks. You owe me for this. Put it on my tab. You there now? Better get here quick, before McCluskey arrives. The image on your PDA dissolves as the call ends. Another Ripper murder? Where? The docks. I've got to go. Okay, listen. I want to help. You dragged me out of the Royale before. You dragged me out of the Royale before something bad happened. Worse than getting my arm torn off. And Sam was my friend. You head to the docks and I'll see if I can track down Sam's sister, Jessica. She might be able to help us. See you when I get back. Alright. The docks. Oh boy, the docks. Let's move. I don't have to take, like, Paco with me, right? We're done with him. He can go die. Although, I'm not really much of a combatant, and and I imagine there's probably going to be some combat, because that's kind of what happens in these games. The South Seattle docks. Leaving the Seamstresses Union behind, you head to the docks. The Ripper killed Sam, and maybe he or she slipped up with this latest victim. Left some useful evidence. Only one way to find out. South Seattle's your typical industrial area. Grit, grime, and gray. The rain doesn't help matters any. Layers of dirt mixed with abandoned wooden pallets repurposed into makeshift furniture for the day workers. Garbage collects into the gutters of the broken down street. Disreputable is this district's middle name. Your destination? The National Transportation Safety Board Warehouse. It's located on a small strip of dock towards the less maintained end of the waterfront. Despite the presence of those who linger in such places, it's quiet as you approach the gate. A warehouse on the docks. Where have I heard this before? Alright. Well, let's talk to the streetwalker. Hey, you looking for a good time? Know anything about the NTSB? Yeah, the bums around here have been stealing old crap from that place for years. Not worth my time, though. How useful. Halt! Guard looks bored. He toys with his gun absent-mindedly, like he might shoot something on a whim just to watch it die. Hey, you're about to trespass on corporate property. You looking to get dusted, street scum? Officer Aguirre called me in. Needs me to rule out if the killer bypassed security, or if they were let in. Oh, of course. I'll open the gate. Aguirre is just inside the warehouse. Definitely no holes in our security here. Tip-top shape. Yeah. It better be, or I'll have your badge, asshole. Okay. Yeah, this doesn't look like a combat area or anything like that, you know. No. Yeah. See? And we just talk our way right in. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Inside, the large gray warehouse is as typical as the outside. High ceilings adorned with girders and rickety catwalks top a huge utilitarian room. Concrete and steel walls meet a concrete floor. This is a place for storing things and nothing more. Despite the quiet on the outside, the inside is a hornet's nest of Lone Star officers going about their business. In the center of the activity is the Emerald City Ripper's latest victim. With uniforms everywhere, no one stops you at the door. It seems this case hasn't leaked to the press. Yet. Lone Star or no, you've got a job to do. Alright, let's talk to Aguirre. Took your sweet time, didn't you? You know the traffic these days. Fill me in. We had time to go over the evidence while you were en route. Turns out this might not be a Ripper murder after all. I left the computer on in the office over there if you want to see for yourself. The victim worked here at the NTSB Warehouse as a black box researcher. NTSB? National Transportation Safety Board. This warehouse is used to go over the wreckage from plane crashes to try to determine what happened. Vic was in charge of their highest priority investigation at the moment. We've gone through the victim's computer and his case notes indicate he was selling secrets. Idiot kept records. Scientists don't make good criminals. Tell me about it. Some runner like you probably offed him to cover up his corp master's involvement. Tried to make it look like a Ripper killing. Here's the office key. Check it out for yourself if you want. There's a big dude right there. I see that. Alright, let's talk to Dresden. We know we like him. Mangg! Surprised to see you here. Let me guess. Officer Aguirre tipped you off. Suppose you must have made an impression on him at the market yesterday. Or your cred stick did, at any rate. He chuckles. Anyway, surprise! We've got another Ripper victim on our hands. Looks like business is good for Dial a Morgue these days. Ha! Yes. Yes, indeed. The victim's male, mixed Native American descent, age 38. Based on the condition of the body, looks like he was killed around 2 in the morning. Cause of death? Unknown. Several internal organs were removed from his body after death, quite gruesomely. Not sure if the killer even knew what they wanted before they started cutting. Not much else to tell yet, really. He does have a lot of pre-existing scar tissue, so he probably had a major surgery at some point in recent history. Unfortunately, with the organs gone, I can't determine the nature of the surgery. Nice hole where his chest was. So, what was on the butcher's shopping list? Well, the killer definitely took the lungs. The more I look at it, though, the other missing organs may just be eviscerated within the chest cavity. Is McCluskey getting any closer to his suspect? McCluskey couldn't find his ass with both hands. Don't tell him I said that, though. How's Officer Aguirre doing on the case? He seems like a real go-getter. Aguirre would love to solve it before McCluskey and get his gold detective shield. Plus, he'd love to see McCluskey suck it in front of his superiors. He's already tried to bribe me to keep information from McCluskey and slip it to him. I'm inspired by their tireless pursuit of justice. Did you take the money? He grins from ear to ear. You have any idea how much this job pays these days, sir? I don't think Aguirre's office salary is going to do much to seduce me into helping him. Sounds like the Ripper is taking a different trophy from each victim. Sam's liver, this guy's lungs. Any theories? Sorry, I don't do theories. I'm just a scientist who happens to prefer dead people. However, while there was massive damage in the chest cavity, I can see that the victim's lungs were transplants, which is interesting since another victim's missing heart was also a transplant. Granted, modern medicine has made organ transplants relatively easy, but it is an odd coincidence. But as a scientist, it's just that, a coincidence. This is only the third body I've personally examined. One of our other branch managers handled the other two. If I find that more of the victims had organ transplants, I'll let you know. Who's that woman over there? No clue. She just showed up. Next of kin, I think. I'm gonna take a look around. Good luck out there. Alright, Shannon Halfsky. You're not a cop. She looks up, watching you warily. I'm independent. What's your relationship to the dead man? Suspicion in her voice and eyes departs almost instantly when the subject turns to the deceased. He's my brother. I've been trying to speak with him. But I'm afraid his spirit is too disoriented by his recent journey to answer me. You're a shaman? Yes, for all the good it's doing me. If I could just make contact, I might be able to deliver justice and allow my brother's spirit to rest. Were there any other witnesses? Not so far as I can tell. Not among the living, anyway. Realization then dawns, bringing the light back into her eyes. But my brother's spirit may not be alone here this night. She closes her eyes and concentrates, droning a low chant you can barely hear. Yes, there are others. Other spirits who may be of help. Her features harden in frustration, as if she's searching for something that remains elusive. Sighing, she opens her eyes and fixes you with a stare. But I can't do it alone. What do you need? This warehouse contains the spirits of plane crash victims trapped between worlds. They wish to help. They wish to be heard. And I think they have something to say about my brother's murder. Lone Star won't let me in there, but you seem to have the run of the place. If you can find personal items that belong to the victims, I believe that I can summon a spirit to speak with us. I'll need at least two such objects. Can you find them for me? This better pay off. You know, I don't really get into all that hoodoo, voodoo, mumbo, jumbo. I'm just a guy that likes his computers, okay?